On his 50,000-acre ranch in southern Arizona, Jim Chilton puts out salt for his cattle and keeps an eye out for the smugglers and illegal immigrants that cross his border property. His surveillance video tells the story.
I have evidence, hard evidence, of people coming through, and they're mainly drug packers bringing into the United States marijuana, cocaine, meth, and heroin.
His front porch collection offers another part of the story: abandoned carpet shoes used to erase telltale footprints by those who cross illegally.
Sinaloa cartel.
Chilton took CBN News on a bumpy 2-hour drive for a closer look at the border on his land. Along the way, he talked of his encounters with people on the run.
Turned this corner here, and about 20 guys dressed in camouflage with big backpacks ran right up this way and up this hill. They were all in camouflage, and the guy in front had an AK-47.
It's clear to Chilton and the Border Patrol that the Sinaloa drug cartel deploys scouts on this land to guide smugglers to safety. One time, Chilton reported the discovery of 4 marijuana bales, well aware that the cartels could take revenge against him. Later, we parked and walked a few hundred feet to the line that has led to so many headlines and political debates.
This is the international boundary.
Behind me on the Mexican side, there are a number of roads, and that indicates that this has become a prime spot for entry. Both illegal immigrants and drug smugglers like this area because there's only a barbed wire fence, very simple, separating the U.S. and Mexico, and also we're several hours away from the nearest Border Patrol station.
That part's a sore point with Chilton. Although we spotted several agents along our journey, the shortcomings are obvious. No easy access for response to border trouble, no patrol presence along the actual border, and a barbed wire fence that may deter cattle, but certainly not people. That's why for more than a decade, Chilton has pushed for something more.
It's just very obvious that you need a wall, you need a road next to it, and you need forward operation bases.
Chilton and other ranchers here believe the U.S. must secure the entire southern border, all 1,989 miles of it. They believe this 20-foot-high fence in nearby Nogales has simply funneled illegals towards them. Rancher Dan Bell showed us where that Nogales fence ends on his property and reverts back to barbed wire.
It's as simple as for people coming through in large groups, just getting a pair of wire cutters and cutting through the fence.
Bell feels a little better about security than Chilton, and for good reason. His ranch is closer to the Nogales Border Patrol station, and
we've had some road systems put in, we've had technology come in, and with the addition of those and more agents in the area, we have seen improvement.
Bell admits, however, that gaps remain and he feels unsafe on parts of his ranch.
In the areas when we're more remote, where we don't have cell phone service, where there's very few roads, and they're far and few between, you do think about things like that. And what's your plan going to be in case you do have a confrontation?
Not everyone on the border agrees with the president's plan to build a new wall. That includes many residents in Nogales and Sheriff Tony Estrada.
It sounds good to everybody. Okay, we got a problem with illegal immigration, with drugs. We'll just build a wall, and that'll stop everything. That's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It'll help, but it's not going to solve the problem.
Estrada says people will always find ways to go over or under physical barriers. A wall, he says, doesn't address the real problem.
You have to look at what is bringing people here.
That, he says, is the drug trade and the promise of opportunity that the United States offers. In the last 2 decades, U.S. dollars spent on border security have kept going up, and the number of Border Patrol agents has increased 500%. While Estrada believes that money could be better spent, ranchers like Chilton and Bell believe it's helped to reduce the flow of immigration and drugs. Chilton argues that a wall would help lower costs like prosecuting immigrants and fighting forest fires started by drug packers. For now, He and Bell maintain an uneasy truce with those vying for control of their land. In the spirit of compassion, both maintain multiple drinking fountains to provide life-saving relief to those who need it. Still, they remain vigilant for any encounter.
When those instances happen, you go opposite ways, and that's it. And you say good morning, and you go the opposite way, and hope for the best.
It's pretty frightening, but I'm a cowboy, not a wimp. I'm sticking here.
Reporting on the border in Arizona, Heather Sells, CBN News.